Red Wings fans, stand up. Yeah, we gonna throw them wings up, wings up, wings up. Show the league that this is our time. Let's make the city proud. We gon' win the Stanley Cup, Stanley Cup, Stanley Cup. After that we gonna party. We gon' show everybody. We show them all around the world. We show them all around the world. We show them all around the world. We gon' throw them wings up. We gon' throw them wings up.
A little more comfortable this season since you've already had one development camp?
Yeah, a little bit. I know more or less what's going on at the camp. I'm more familiar with all the drills and all the activities going on, so it feels nice to, I guess, be one of the older guys and I guess show some of the younger guys a little bit of the ropes here.
How excited are you to begin your pro career?
Pretty excited. I mean, it was I guess a long 4 years in juniors, and you know, I thought all 4 years were pretty good, and I'm excited you know, to jump another level and get things going in the pros.
What do you think you improved most last season?
I think just learning habits and getting better at the little things. I need to clean up in my game, playing more of the 200-foot game, and being more responsible in my defensive zone. I guess little things like that, which are going to translate well in the pros.
Have you asked maybe somebody like Philip just how much it helps, even just a season in the AHL, for making the jump from juniors to pros?
Yeah, for sure. It's you know, it seems like a big step from juniors to even the AHL. I mean, all the guys are pro. They're all you know, all pretty old over there, and I guess, you know, it's a good challenge for Phil also to clean up stuff in his game and to learn a lot from the older guys.
Are you excited maybe at the prospect of having him? I mean, who knows, but possibly having him as a line mate?
Yeah, for sure. It's always fun playing with those types of players. You know, he's very dynamic. He can score goals, and I guess the way I play the game, it's you know, creating room for other guys on my line and you know, passing the puck more than shooting. But you know, obviously it'd be a lot of fun to play with him.
Is the benefit of now transitioning to the AHL just learning, you know, how much less space and time you'll have and playing against men and just figuring out how to assert yourself at that?
Yeah, it's one of the biggest challenges, obviously. You know, coming from juniors, it's you know, managing how to create time and space on the ice for yourself, and you know, how to make plays at a higher pace. So that's one thing I'm definitely going to have to work on this summer and get used to for next year.
You had a really good training camp last year. How much did that confidence carry into the regular season then?
Well, obviously it gave me a lot of confidence. You know, I saw that I was able to play with some of the older guys and you know, guys who already turned pro, and I was able to keep up with them. So already there, it kind of gave me an idea of where I'm at and you know, how I can prepare myself for next year.
Did that confidence kind of carry over to your final season in juniors? What did you take away from that year?
Yeah, it did for sure. You know, practice habits, game habits, everything. You know, I felt a lot more confident on the ice, and I guess being surrounded with mostly younger players or my age group, it you know, gave me a little bit of a boost on the ice.
How much of a difference do you notice having learned about nutrition and working out here last year compared to coming in now this year?
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, you know, all that stuff's important, and it plays a huge factor in the pros. And you know, you play 82 games in the season, and you're always practicing. You're always on the road, so you got to find a way to, you know, nourish your body properly. And I guess, you know, obviously the nutrition part is greatly important.
Have you added weight or bulk or since, like, what's your weight compared last year to this?
Well, I'm about 195, 200 around there, and you know, obviously for me it's not really you know, gaining more weight, just becoming more stronger and more solid on the ice.
What do you expect the biggest transition to the pros is going to be?
Well, I think the time and space and the physicality. I think you know, one-on-one battles are huge in the pros, and the guys are bigger, stronger, they're quicker, so got to be ready for that. And of course, like I said, the time and space is one of the biggest transitions from junior to pro, so you got to be able to, you know, make plays that are high plays.
Do you see an opportunity to play in the NHL this season for yourself?
Yeah, I do. I think so. I mean, for any guy here, it's a big opportunity. I think Detroit's you know, in a big rebuild, and you know, there's a lot of open spots. So you know, I'm definitely you know, taking that in consideration and you know, giving it my best to play on the team next year.
It didn't work out, Joe. What have you heard about Grand Rapids and the staff there?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard nothing but great things down in Grand Rapids. They you know, they develop their players well, and You can see that mostly all the NHL players on the wings, came from GR, and they all turned out to be real good players.
Have you had a chance to meet Steve Yzerman yet?
Not yet. I mean, he spoke to us last night at the hotel, but I'd like to, I guess, have a one-on-one conversation with him. It'd be pretty cool.
What did he tell you guys?
Just told us, what more or less is going to be at the camp, and telling us that there's a lot of open spots, and it doesn't matter if you're a first-round pick or an invite. Everyone's battling for a position, and everyone's out here to showcase something.
Joe, the draft, they took defensemen, they didn't take centers. There were a couple centers they passed on. What were your thoughts on that? Because it seemed to maybe show some confidence in you.
Yeah, I mean, any player they'd take in that position would be a really good player, and I guess they feel comfortable with their forward, so they leaned, I guess, towards the defenseman part. Seider's a real good defenseman. I've seen a couple of his clips, and moves well, skates well. So I think defensemen's are pretty big in the NHL right now, and I think he fits that puzzle pretty well.
How's it been so far?
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, it was the first ice time since a couple of weeks now, so it was pretty fun to be on the ice again, and really good practice though.
What is your thoughts just coming in the building and seeing everything?
I mean, it's amazing when you're stepping in that building. It's brand new, so it's really exciting so far.
What have the last few days been like for you?
I mean, pretty cool, I would say. It was nice to spend one more day with my family and then coming to Detroit, and yeah, it was such a nice welcome here, and everybody was excited, so me too, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this week now.
Are your parents here as well?
Not yet. I think they're coming someday.
What have you gotten to see so far around the city or around the arena?
I mean, there wasn't much time for that. There's going to be a lot of going on tomorrow and a couple of weeks, so yeah, I think it's an exciting city, so it's going to be fun.
Is everything kind of settled in now a little bit, and kind of, not as anxious as it was over the weekend?
Yeah, it's getting better and better, I would say. It was so much fun at the draft, and now it's a little bit more calm. All these other, I mean, they got drafted too, so you're kind of the same, and yeah, it's really fun to be here.
Have you heard from anybody in the organization, players or such, or like text or welcome or anything?
Yeah, I got right after the draft, then Larkin called me and was so excited. I didn't know what I have to say, so Kim pushed me a little bit in the right direction, and yeah, it was really cool to see.
What kind of feedback have you gotten in the last few days, just from friends, family, about being drafted?
I mean, everybody was so happy for me, and yeah, everybody in Germany was so hyped and so excited too. So yeah, it's a nice response to be a draft pick now, and I think there's a lot more coming.
Have you gone back and looked at your reaction to when you were drafted?
I mean, sure, I think everybody knows that it was a little bit surprising, but now I'm here, and I think we don't have to look back, we have to look forward. It's going to be fun. Yeah.
What do you hope to get out of this camp?
I mean, a lot. I mean, it's nice to step on the ice in the off-season, learn a couple of things maybe about your shot or just about the organization. So I think there are a lot of things going on this week.
Is nutrition, I mean, just maybe more the off-ice stuff, working out nutrition, a big part of what you can learn to help your game?
I mean, sure, I think you can improve everything. I mean, that's why we're here, and it's going to be a lot of things on myself, so I think it's going to be fun working out in the gym and on ice.
Where do you see yourself playing next season?
I mean, that's a tough question. I can't answer that right now. I mean, you have to sit down for a couple of meetings, figure out what's best for yourself, where you can play the most, and yeah, I don't know yet.
Do you see the advantages maybe of playing one more year in Germany just to develop a little further?
Maybe, but yeah, we have to figure that out. I mean, yeah.
What do you think are going to be the biggest adjustments that you have to make playing here in North America?
I mean, I think everything is a little bit faster and quicker on a small sheet than it is in Europe, so that's going to be an adjustment I have to make. But I think sooner or later I'll be ready for that. Yeah.
Did you hear from a lot of other maybe former German NHLers, or?
I mean, Uwe Kropp was probably the most famous guy here, so yeah, it's nice to step in his feet. Yeah.
Did it get a lot of publicity back home?
Sure, I think so.
A lot of kids have, trainers and everything back home. Do you have a trainer back home that you work with?
Yeah, I mean, we have a good organization in Mannheim, so we got a lot of strength coaches there and off-ice coaches, so I'm training with Mannheim at the moment, yeah.
Is that what you'll do after development camp, go back there?
Yeah, sure.
most of the guys here haven't played against adult men before, but you've had a year of that now. How much do you think that gives you an advantage?
I think a lot. I mean, just to see how guys prepare themselves every single day for practice. I mean, we got a lot of guys that want a cup in our league, and it's pretty competitive league. So I think there was a big advantage for my game too.
It was just a security because of my back injury. So tomorrow I will be on the ice.
So how did you hurt yourself?
It's a lower back injury I get from the last season. So it's better now, so it's good.
Other than that, how was your season?
Before my injury, the season was good, but I only played 16 games, so it was tough, but I got time to spend in the gym and get stronger. So.
Do you anticipate being ready for the start in fall?
Yeah.
What can you, I mean, just maybe having lost almost an entire season, like, do you almost need to reset, or like, what do you hope to do?
I had some time to build up myself, and I have never been so strong like I am today, so I think it's I will be ready for the next season.
So you will go on the ice tomorrow?
Yeah.
So you think you'll notice just in moving around on the ice that you have a lot more strength as far as going around guys maybe and such?
I think so.
Yeah.
You didn't have surgery?
No.
Was it tough not to have hockey for the whole season? That would be pretty.
Yeah, it was
first time something like that happened.
Yeah, it was the first time I have some long injury, so it was new for me.
How long were you off the ice?
From Christmas.
But have you started skating? When did you start skating again?
I say a few times before the summer, but it was just to feel the ice. It was not hard.
Will this, when you start skating here, will this be the most hardest step as far as skating? The next test for you?
Yeah.
You said you got stronger. What were you able to do?
I was able to do mostly anything. So it was the first 5-6 weeks just biking and stuff, but then I could go mostly anything.
What did you focus on?
It was my core and my strength in the arms, I think, is mostly.
Is it an injury that is risk of recurring, or are you pretty confident that once it's settled, it's settled?
I'm pretty confident that when the injury is healed, it's healed.
How did it happen?
I don't know exactly, but it was a stress fracture, I think it's called. Yeah.
What are you hoping to get out of this camp?
Mostly just be on the ice, feel the puck, and know all the new players and the staff. So.
Were you happy to see them draft a lot more Swedes?
Yeah, it's fun. Then I not need to speak so much English. So.
Are you going to be back at Skellefteå this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what did you think when you found out the Red Wings drafted you?
I was very excited and very honored to be a part of this great organization. So it was surreal.
Could you, for people who aren't familiar with your game, just describe what kind of player you are? What are your strengths?
I'm my strength lay in the offensive zone. I'm a mobile and offensive guy who likes to make plays for others and shoot the puck.
Is there any NHL player that you kind of model yourself after, kind of compare yourself to?
When I was younger, I watched Nick Lidström, but as of growing up, I've watched more of Erik Karlsson's highlights and focused on his offensive game and more of the defensive game of Nick Lidström.
Were you a fan of the Wings growing up because of all the Swedes they had and whatnot?
Yeah, I was a big fan. The 08, 09 and the 09-10 season I was watching intensely and with my parents and hoping they would win the back-to-back.
Did you have an idea the Red Wings might draft you? Had you talked a lot to Håkan? Or?
I talked to Håkan the day before the draft, so I had a hunch, but I was not sure. So it's, as I said, surreal to be drafted when I found it out.
How about any of these other Swedes? Do you know any of these guys?
Yeah, I know almost every Swede that's here. I think. So that's a great feeling too.
What are you, Albin Grev? Is that?
Grev,
Describe him kind of to us, because he tells us he likes to play like Brad Marchand of Boston. Like, how would you describe him?
Yeah, he's a competitive guy and likes to get under the opponent's skin. So, yeah, he likes to get the opponents angry and then score some goals.
So with you, since you said you're offensive, does that mean the defensive side of your game is what you need to focus on?
Yeah, I need to put extra focus on my defensive game, but still I would like to work a lot with my offensive game. So I'm still one of the better guys in the offensive zone. But of course I need to work on every aspect of my game.
What did you think of today?
Today was a great day, fun and very learning.
What was that drill they were having you doing without picking your feet up when you shoot? Did you do that?
I'm not sure exactly what drill you're meaning, but I think I did it.
Just like shuffling their feet without lifting them off?
Oh yeah, I did that.
What was that like? What was the point of that? What were you trying to teach?
I'm not letting the goalie know what shot you want to do. Either push shot or pull in shot. So I like to trick him.
You had a strong finish to your season. Did something just click, or was it just getting more opportunity?
I don't know. It just clicked, I guess.
Your ice time was pretty consistent all year long?
In the juniors, yeah. But with the men, I wasn't playing so much, and that was a lot tougher.
How much stronger, bigger have you gotten over in 1 year's time here? I'm sure that was one of the main focus for everybody, but how do you think you progressed in that area?
I think I got bigger and stronger, so I think good.
I mean, consider weight-wise, what are you now compared to what you were then?
I've put on like 8 kilos since last year.
So how much do you weigh now?
70 kilos. So how much was it?
2 pounds per kilo.
Yeah. So 151 was it now?
Can you tell us about Tuomisto?
Well, I've known Antti since little kid. We played in the same team for many years now, and he's a close friend of mine.
What kind of a player is he?
He's a big guy, but he got a lot of skill, and he knows how to play with the puck, and he's great in the offensive zone.
Have you noticed the difference since last year, maybe this past season, in being able to protect the puck on the ice, just being a little bit stronger? I mean, do you feel like that has helped on the ice?
Yeah, I noticed this summer when we had training with my team in Bori, just being in the corners, I won't fall so easily, and I think that helps a lot.
What are the things you have to do at your size to survive and succeed on the ice?
I think I just gotta be smarter, and quicker.
Do you have more room to grow? Are you comfortable with where you're at right now as far as your weight, or are you still looking to bulk up more?
Obviously, I need to get bigger, and I still don't weigh much compared to the other guys. So there's still improvement, yeah.
It's kind of a gradual thing, year by year.
Yeah.
To put on a few pounds.
Do you feel like you gained a lot of help from learning about nutrition and things here last year?
Yeah, I did eat a lot better last year than the year before. So they gave me a lot of help about that stuff.
What kind of feedback have you gotten from the development staff, whether it's Shawn or Dan, about how you've come and what they want to see from you next?
They said that things are getting better every day, and they saw me getting bigger and stronger.
Does it make you happy that the Wings drafted a few more, or got more Finns and signed Oliver Cassidy?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have a close friend, and I can show him around, so he's more comfortable here too.
Is a big thing with you anticipation, kind of seeing things almost before they happen? Kind of having that hockey sense to think one step ahead of the bigger guys?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Oh, yeah, when you're playing against bigger players, does a lot of it come down to just outthinking them on the ice?
I mean, yeah, you just gotta know what you do before you get the puck. You know, you just can't stand around and just protect the puck because they will knock it out. So just gotta move a lot and outsmart them.
What was your reaction to the draft?
It was like wow. It was a great feeling.
Now you know Otto, right?
Yeah.
So what did he tell you about the Wings?
Nothing really. We haven't talked about Red Wings that much, but he'd helped me a lot here, so it's great he's here too.
How would you kind of describe your game?
Maybe a offensive guy, offensive defenseman, and great playing with the puck and passing the puck up the forwards. So that's about it.
Were you surprised to be drafted that high? Were you expecting to be picked where you were?
I don't know. I didn't expect like anything. I just thought I get drafted when I get, so no big expectation, but maybe a little bit surprised.
What can you get out of this week?
Learn and educate myself and a little bit see what this thing is here in North America. And
is it good just to be on a smaller ice sheet, even just to get a little bit of a feel?
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Is there any NHL player that you kind of compare yourself to? Your style of play? Is anybody you look up to?
Maybe Esa Lindell from the Stars.
You're a big guy, and then we've got Kivenmaki here, who's little Finn.
Yeah.
When you see him play? You're a big guy. How hard is it for you to deal with a little guy like that?
Of course, it's hard. It's hard to hit them, and they're also pretty fast. So it's hard to get them, but you just have to be on the right side and keep legs moving. So that'll be it.
Besides Otto, did you know any of the other people with the Red Wings?
Yeah, I knew Kasper Kotkansalo. He's also from Finland. So.
Have you ever crossed paths with Moritz Seider or no?
No.
What's the future hold for you in terms of this season coming up? Has that been decided yet?
Yeah, I'm gonna play in under 20 juniors in Finland, and after next season I'm coming over to play college hockey here.
Where are you gonna play in college?
I don't know yet.
What made you decide on college though?
I think it's good hockey there and North American hockey, and also the education is a big plus on the side, but the hockey is good, and I think that's the right step for me.
So one more season in Finland and then college?
Yeah.
Okay.
There seems to be more European players taking that route, a lot of them going to college now.
Yeah, I think it's a good route, and I think it's the right route for me.
Do you know Oliver Kaski at all?
Yeah, I know him.
Because he will also sign, but he's not here. What do you know about him?
He's from the same town as I am, and from same school also. So I have talked to him with him a few times, but not much.
He's another offensive Johnson, right?
Yeah.
You know, we just did really some testing today and some shooting, so there wasn't really a lot of, you know, today was more of a testing day than anything, so we didn't really do too much structured work. Tomorrow we'll start getting more into skating and some skill work and that, but I thought a lot of guys had good days today. You know, the end of June's not every, you know, especially for a guy like that hasn't really skated in a month. You know, coming off the draft, you know, the guys that actually end up going to the draft, it's a tough little stretch for them, so they had a good day today.
I think immediately after the draft there's always excitement, especially with the top guys. Can they be in the lineup opening night?
Yeah.
Do you want to pour some water on that fire or stoke it? Or?
I mean, that's up to them, really, right? I mean, this is not the time for that. You know, I think that their play in September and October and training camp is gonna determine that. So, you know, that's not my job to pick who plays in the lineup. You know, we're just out here trying to give them every ounce of information that they can handle about what it takes to become a good pro. and play a long time in this league. So we're here more for education and evaluation.
What do you say about a kid
Regarding
like
that, I mean, is this more about hockey this week, or
it's
more
all about evaluation. I tell them, even out there, we're working on a lot of things that are uncomfortable for these guys. Like we're trying to work on skills that are going to help them in the future, skills that they're going to need to develop in order to play in the NHL, and they're not there yet. That's just how it works. These guys, they're kids, and so if they're worried about evaluation, they won't try the necessary things. They're scared to make mistakes, so to say. So we make that very clear, and then the guys were great. There was a lot of good work done today.
Shawn, with Berglund, I mean, why? He said it was for security. He wasn't on the ice. I mean, what's the difference between today and tomorrow as far as his back?
I'm not sure. I haven't been, I haven't been told anything about that yet. So I just know I was told today after the testing that he was going to be off today. That's all I know.
A guy like Kivenmaki, obviously, he's at a size disadvantage. What does a guy of that stature need to do to make it at this level? Is it about quickness? Is it about smarts?
Yeah, well, he definitely has natural smarts. He's got natural ability. I think for him, it's just going to be, can he be strong enough? Can he develop a strong enough core and lower body to be able to protect the puck in traffic? Can he develop his legs to get enough speed to get up in the play? I think he's come a long way since last year. I think we drafted him at 140 pounds or 145 pounds, and he's put some work in this summer. It's still early in the summer. He's got a long ways to go, but he really finished the season well last year, and he's definitely a project, and he's going to take some time.
I know from talking to Johnny Goodrow, some of the things he's learned to do is you got to think ahead, because if you get into the physical battle, you're going to lose him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Though at the same time, if you want to win, you got to get in those hard areas, right? But the only way to do that is to be strong enough to take a pounding against these bigger guys in the league. And there's plenty of guys that prove they can do that night in, night out. And it's going to be up to Otto if they put the work in, and see if that can happen.
With a guy like Bergman, though, what can you tell about his development because he missed so much time?
Well, it's been slowed. Obviously, it's not an ideal situation for a kid to miss at least half of last season, if not 2/3 of it. And then, not be able to train at full capacity. It's not great, but he was healed up at the end of last year. I thought he put in their season finishes early over there, so he's been able to put some good off-ice workout in. I'm hoping that everything goes good, and we're going to see him this week.
Seth Barton's a guy that I don't think got a ton of attention last year. How have you seen kind of his game develop and physically develop?
Yeah, Seth was a guy that we didn't know too much about as a development staff last year, but he came in and he impressed, obviously, in camp. Was just a small, scrawny kid, but had good vision, moved the puck well, and then thanks to injury, got thrust into a bigger role in college and did very well. So we were really happy with his year last year. He's another kid, though, that just needs to put strength on. It's going to take time, and he's in that process, and he's doing well.
Does Zadina skate this week, or is he?
I don't know about that either. That's not. The medical staff will comment on that. I'm not sure where he's at.
Velano, what have you seen from him in 1 year's time as far as his progress?
Well, Joe looks great. I think he had a great season last year, obviously making the World Junior team. Finishing, I think, first or second in points per game in the league, fourth in overall scoring. But I was really happy with his overall game. I think he showed a much better, awareness in a D zone. A lot of these young guys, that they get drafted high, they think that their skills and what's going to make them make the league and last a long time, and that's really, frankly, not the case. I mean, a lot of those, very few people survive on just offensive talent in the National Hockey League, and he's going to be no different. We need him to be if we're going to be successful, he's got to develop into a good 200-foot player, much like Larks. I think it's taking Larks time, but he's really finding his game defensively. We use Larks as an example for Joe a lot.
You have 3 guys next year at Boston University.
Yeah.
Other than it makes it easier for you to keep tabs on them, is there any other advantages to having guys?
Yeah, I don't know. I need to get a timeshare or Airbnb or something there. We're going to spend a lot of time, but it does make it easier because when you go in, you can see 3 guys. When you talk to the coaching staff, Casper's been there for a while now, and obviously Len worked with the organization before going there. So we've got a good relationship with BU, and it makes it easier because you're not I get more viewing on the guys, so it's always a benefit.